So now we're going to try to find the mean, median, and mode. So we're going to go back to finding all three, not just the median. We're going to find the mean, median, and mode of this data set over here, which I have cleverly called data set E. So the mode, well, what's n? Let's figure out what n is first, because that's going to be useful. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. N is 20. And the mode is going to be the one that's the most common, and the most common seems to be 2. So the mode is 2. Now for the median, so we want to find the median. So what we have to do with the median is first we have to find the position in the median. So the position of the median is going to be n plus 1 divided by 2, which is going to be 20 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 21 over 2, which is 10.5. So it's going to be between the 10th and 11th number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is the 10th number, and that's the 11th number. And so what we're going to do is, it's two numbers. We're going to take the average of two numbers and the average of 3 and 3. Well, that's not very exciting, but the average of 3 and 3 is, so the actual median is going to be 3. So that was the mode. Now the mean. Now the mean is we're going to add up all these numbers and divide by the total number. I'm probably running out of room here, aren't I? So let's cut this off a little bit. So the mean So what are we going to do with the mean? So we're going to add up the 2, and we're going to add it up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can write it as 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, etc. But probably we're not going to do it like that. What we're actually going to do is we're going to say, no, it's 2 times 8. And then we're going to add up the 3 4 times. So we're going to add up the 3 4 times. That's like 3 times 4. And then we're going to add up the 7 3 times. We're going to add up the 11 4 times. We're going to add up the 120, well, just once. And this is all equal to the mean, right? So the mean is going to be equal to all this. All divided by, how many points do we have? All divided by 20. And if you plug that in, you're going to get 10.7. So the mean of this data set is 10.7. Here's another set of data. It's shown in a different way, though. It's shown as a frequency table. So a frequency table is, we have value. So here's a value x, that's 2. And the frequency is how many times that value appears in the data. So what it's saying is that the 2 appears 8 times, the 3 appears 4 times, the 7 appears 3 times, the 11 appears 4 times, and the 120 appears once. So the mode is the one that appears most often, and the one that appears most often is going to be the 2. The median, well, let's figure out the position first. So to figure out the position, we need n. Now, we have this number 8 times and this number 4 times. So this is the number of numbers that we have. So the total number of numbers we could figure out by adding up the frequencies, and that turns out to be 20. So n is 20. So the position of the median is going to be 20 plus 1 over 2, which is going to be 10.5. Now, where is the 10.5th position? In case you haven't caught on yet, this frequency table is just the same as our previous data set, right? We have 8 2s, 4 3s, 3 7s, 4 11s, and a single 120. So E and F are essentially they are the same data set. It's just that this one is shown in a different way than writing out all the numbers. So we know the answer is going to be 3, but let's say we didn't totally know that. So over here, this has the numbers, this has positions 1 to 8. And then this one, it's the next 4, so that goes up to 12. And this one has the next 3 numbers, so it goes up to 15. And the next 4, so that goes up to 19. And that goes up to 20. So the 10th and 11th is going to be, they're both going to be in this row over here. So it's going to be a 3 and a 3. And the median turns out to be 3. So then the mode, the mean, not the mode. So for the mean, what are we going to do? Well, we want the value, and we're going to add it up as many times as it appears, which is the frequency. So it's going to be 2 times 8 plus 3 times 4 plus 7 times 3 plus 11 times 4 plus 120, and we're going to divide it by the n, which in this case is 20. And as before, the answer is still going to be 10.7, which is equal to 10.7. Okay, nothing new in this example. This is just a chance to try it out yourself. So pause it and try to do it. So what have we got? We've got, well, we're going to figure out the mean. Well, we're figuring them all out. So the 7 has a frequency of 15. The 7 happens 15 times, and so on and so forth. So the mode the one that's the most common, that one's the most common, but the number that's most common is 23. So the mode is 23. For the median, we need to figure out n. And then, of course, is just the sum of the frequencies, which is 15 plus 22 plus 35 plus 40, which is 170. So the position of the median is going to be 170 plus 1 over 2, which is going to be 85.5. And we have to figure out where now the 85th and 86th numbers are. So this goes up to the 15th number. This goes up to the 37th number. This goes up to the 72nd number. And this goes up to the 112th number. Whoop. And this goes up to the 170th number. So 85, this one only goes up to 72, so it's not the 12, it's going to be in this zone over here. So it's going to be 8, the 85th number is going to be 15, 18, and the 86th number is also going to be 18. So again, technically it's 2 numbers, but it's 18 over 18 divided by 2, which is just 18. Last but not least, the mean is going to be 7 times 15. We're going to take the numbers, multiply them by their frequency. 7 times 15, 11 times 22, 12 times 35, 18 times 40. Am I going off camera yet? 23 times 58. All divided by 170. So 7 times 15 plus, it's 242, plus, but why risk it? And I got an answer of 16.6. So the mean of this data set would be 16.6.